at this point it would have been easier to spend the whole winter in Spain, because guess where we are again? In Spain. Ben and I are in Seville this time. Actually, we're mostly here for Ben. He's taking part in the Seville Marathon this weekend. In fact, he entered this race just a couple hours after finishing Eindhoven Marathon back in October. So we've known that we'd be here at this time for a while. This morning we're gonna go to the expo, and we both have a race number to collect. I'm not racing the marathon, guys. I am not racing the beast. I am doing the baby race, which is the Seville Breakfast 5K taking place tomorrow. There's quite a lot of big marathons that organize a 5K the day before, and usually people take part as their final shakeout before the marathon, but you can also totally enter the 5K even if you're not signed up to the marathon, and you can go full beans if you want to. And looking at last year's results for the Seville 5K, I'm pretty sure that there's quite a lot of runners that were not racing a marathon the day after. Yes, I decided to enter the 5K. I will do that instead of my weekend speed session. Give it a good effort, like I would do if I were to go to park run. It will give me a bit of a taste for the Seville Marathon Weekend without taking part in the big race. Watched my channel before, you guys probably know this already. Ben fully supports me making videos. He's happy for me to film this weekend, but he's not too keen on being himself in front of the camera. So I'm not going to put him on the spot right now. I'm not going to try to involve him in the vlog. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try to give you an update on how his training block went and show you what he's going to take, what he's going to wear on race day, to the best of my knowledge. I think it's safe to say that this training block has been his best to date. He's been running extremely consistently. For the very first time, he went over 100 miles in 1 week. Actually, he had 2 weeks in this training block over 100 miles. He did everything he could to prevent injuries, the strength training, the mobility, the sports massage. And yeah, he had no injuries, no knee goals to report in this training block, which is really positive. So he started properly training for Seville around the end of November, which was about 5-6 weeks after Eindhoven Marathon, where he just about scraped a sub 2 hour 30 marathon. It was already an incredible result, but he was hoping for a quicker time, and that's what he's hoping to achieve this weekend in Seville. If you've witnessed your partner or a loved one train for a marathon and pour their heart and soul into this, you probably guess how I'm feeling right now. On race day, you're watching from the sidelines, and there is nothing you can do. You can hope, you can cross your fingers, but you can't do anything to guarantee that they're gonna have a great race. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about his nutrition plan for race day. So on race morning, he's gonna have 2 pieces of toast, and then he's gonna have those energy chews, which he really likes and is really used to them. And at the race with him, he's gonna have 5 gels, aiming to take at least 4. He really likes the Science Sports Beta Fuel range, so he's gonna have 4 of these, which are non-caffeinated, and 1 of these, that's the Beta Fuel Nootropics one, which has some caffeine. For the race shoes, he was a bit torn this week. On one hand, we've got the New Balance Super shoes that he recently bought, and he really likes them, but he's not done any long run in those. And on the other hand, we've got the Cloud Boom Eco 3. That's a fresh new pair, but he did the previous marathon in those, so he knows that he's comfortable for the full distance in these shoes. And he also did all his long run workouts in the Cloud Boom Eco 3, so it feels like a safer bet for Sunday. I'm about to head out and make my way to the start line. The 5K starts at 9 this morning, and I'm really curious to see what the atmosphere is going to be like, what proportion of runners are going to go all out versus those who are going to jog it in because they're doing the marathon tomorrow. As far as I'm concerned, I'm going to go at my parkrun effort level. I'm hoping for sub 20. If I get carried away, wouldn't be upset with a 19:30 something. We'll just see what happens. Right, let's go. This run was a lot of fun this morning. I really enjoyed it and I'm so glad I took part. Clearly quite a few runners this morning, myself included, are not running the marathon tomorrow because, you know, you had some people today that were properly racing it and going full beans. I did get a bit carried away, especially the final kilometer. My watch says 19:20 when I finished and it turns out it is exactly my official chip time. So yes, I am really pleased with it in the thick of half marathon training and on not so fresh legs. Obviously I didn't taper for this run or race, whatever you want to call it. Now I'm really excited to spectate the marathon tomorrow. I think it's going to be an incredible atmosphere and of course I hope it's all going to go well for Ben. The race officially started 13 minutes ago. I'm a nervous wreck already. So before the start they did 42 seconds of silence for Kelvin Kipto. And now all the runners are on their way. I'm going to try to see Ben at around kilometer 15. Seen Ben just before kilometer 15. I do not know what's going on. According to the tracker, he's on pace for 2:18 finish time, which was definitely not the plan. Way too fast. So now I'm really worried and I'm just hoping that he's not gonna hit the wall. He found himself in a pack and I'm guessing that's why he's maintaining his pace, because it's better to be in a pack, but whew, this pace is probably a little too hot for him. So we'll just see what happens. Just saw Ben at kilometer 36. He slowed down, but he's still running. And I just hope that he's gonna hold it together for the final 6 kilometers. And I just really hope that we're not gonna finish at the back of an ambulance today. So Ben was just behind one of my Say Sky teammates, Jasper McDowell, who seems to be having a really good day. Oh my god! 2:23:54.
2:23:50.
54, yes! 2:23:54. Oh my gosh, mon chéri, you smashed it!
Look at the splits.
Yes! I thought you were on pace for 2:18 and I said to the camera, we're gonna end up at the back of an ambulance. Alright, so today you crossed the finish line at Seville Marathon in 2 hours, 23 minutes and 54 seconds. So tell us about it.
I mean, overall pretty good. The start was pretty hectic. Quite a few people fell over in front of me. I was to run up to the elite women and then sit in their group. And there was a move in the group or a split in the group at around, I don't know, like 3 or 4K. And someone I recognised was in that group. So I followed that split, which was one of the 2 mistakes I made today. And they were running more like 5:20 pace. Well, 5:20s, sometimes 5:15s, and sometimes 5:07s. It was a bit erratic. But we went through halfway and about 69:50. I kind of knew that I needed to back off a little bit. So I consciously kind of dropped back off the group and said to myself, run 5:30s. And then worst case, run 5:40s. I was actually completely fine. I could have gone with the pace for a little bit more, but knew I was probably going to die a very painful death. So I pulled off a bit for a few miles, and then that's when I guess my hamstring started to get a bit tight, which I kind of believe with cramps or tightness is the reality is I was just running too fast for my ability today for the first half, and I paid for it. So yeah, then I managed to just kind of grind out 5:40s. I think my worst mile was like 5:54, but there's only one over 5:50. I kind of came up to the finish line, so I was quite close to 2:24, so I kicked a little bit and just made it across. So overall, good run. Just went out with the wrong group and then didn't slow down quick enough. So yeah, 2 bad mistakes, but fueling was good, pacing was good, weather was good.
And you ended up with pretty much a 6-minute PB compared to Andover back in October.
Yeah,
So that's really good and really proud of you. What a day yesterday. A very successful edition of the Seville Marathon with a packed elite field, with obviously plenty of runners trying to secure their Olympic qualifying time. So we had a new course record yesterday with the male winner. Let me get his exact time. So it was Dere Sageleta in 2:03:26. It's a really good day for the Frenchies as well, because both the men and women's national records were broken yesterday in Seville. Actually, a bunch of national records were broken, I think 8 in total. And for the Brits, we had Phil Sessman, who secured his Olympic qualifying time in a finish time of 2:08 and a few seconds, so he just scraped under, but he did it. So the flattest marathon in Europe didn't disappoint, and it was incredible to spectate, and it was an amazing day for Ben. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Congratulations to everyone who ran in Seville this weekend, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!